and an are indefinite articles. As the very word shows, indefinite means something that is not definite or not specific. They refer to non-specific nouns. That is, they introduce something for the first time. When we are talking about something for the first time, we use a or an. And how do we pronounce a? We can either say a or a. For example, I say, I saw a man on the street. So this means that I'm talking about the man for the first time, and then I continue to speak about him. Naturally, I use the definite article the, which we'll speak about later. And they are used before singular countable nouns. Yes, a pen, an apple, and so on. And an is used with vowel sounds and a is used with consonant sounds. Let's look at the pronunciation of the. That is the definite article. That is something that is specific. Definite means something that is specific or particular. And here, for the convenience of understanding the pronunciation, I have differentiated as T-H-U-H and T-H-E-E. Both are actually T-H-E, that is the definite article the, but here it's being pronounced as the, and here it's being pronounced as the. Many a time there is a doubt, which one should we use? How should we pronounce the? Should we say the or the? Here there is a rule. Before a consonant sound, we use the. We don't say the. For example, the mango, the cat. The second aspect related to the pronunciation of the definite article the is, it's used before vowel sounds as the. Here we are speaking about the definite article the, but the pronunciation is the when it is used with words beginning with vowel sounds. That is, the apple and the umbrella. Why this difference? Usually they say using it this way creates a kind of a smoothness in our speech process. The third aspect is sometimes the, that is the definite article the, is pronounced as the with consonant sounds also. This is an exception. It is used like that only for emphasis. That is, when we want to lay stress on some aspect. For example, this is the only solution. This is the only route that we can use today. Just letters, but they make a lot of difference. Let's look at the indefinite articles a and an. Yes, of course, we have already discussed, but it's just a recap. Let's look at a. Used before words beginning with a consonant or a vowel which sounds like a consonant. Yes, a pen and a cap. We have P and we have the sound K, or we have the consonant C. It's quite smooth. But when it comes to university, we are supposed to say a university because U here is pronounced like U, and this is a consonant sound. So we say a university, and also it's the same with a European, though E is a vowel. And now coming to an, it's used before words beginning with a vowel or a silent H. H is a consonant, but when it's pronounced like a vowel, then we use an. That is when it is silent. An egg and an orange, it's quite simple. But when it comes to an honest person, we are supposed to say an honest, because though H is a consonant, it is silent here, and the pronunciation is aw and not honest, and an hour. Now let's specifically come to the usage of a. Yes, we use a with expressions like few and little. When we say a few and a little, it means a small number. For example, I say, I have a few rupees. It means I have a small number. It means a small number. For example, I say, a few students are available, or a few students are present in the classroom and I can take a class. But if I say few students are available, it means practically a small, not a very big number, or a very, very small number where I cannot take a class. So a few has a positive meaning, and the same is the case with a little and little. So here, when we say a little, for example, I say there is a little money left. That means some money is still left. Little money is left, and so I cannot spend. That is the difference between the two. And now we also use a before Mr., Mrs., Miss. For example, I say, Mr. Suresh has come to meet you. Here it means that the speaker, or for example, I don't know that particular Mr. Suresh. I say, Miss Geeta has called you. So here, when the speaker does not know the person, it is all right to use an article, that is the indefinite article a, before proper nouns. And here, before numerical expressions, like a dozen, half a dozen, a lot of, and 1,000. I bought a dozen bananas. A lot of material was left. I have 1,000 things to do before I leave the country. So in these expressions also we use a. And now we also use it in expressions of price and speed. For example, the service costs 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees a month. The car was traveling at 100 miles an hour. The train moves at a speed of 160 kilometers an hour. A speed of, that is also a common expression. And we also use a in exclamations, where we express feelings of, sudden feelings of joy, anger, or sadness. So, what a hot day. So, when we say here, we use, when we are trying to express about the day, we say, what a hot day, what a pleasant day, what a wonderful painting, what a beautiful painting, what an occasion, and so on. And we also use it with a noun complement. A complement is something that adds to the noun or that speaks more about the noun. She is a doctor. It is incorrect to say she is doctor or he is professor. We are supposed to say she is a doctor and he is a professor. And here the indefinite article is not used. Let's see when it is not used. Of course, before plural nouns, dogs are faithful animals and cows give milk. We don't use it before plural nouns. Before nouns which are considered uncountable, like, we have advice, information, luggage, news, equipment, and so on. So we are not supposed to say an advice. Instead, we use, or they are preceded by, that is, these expressions are used before these words. We use a little, a piece of, a lot of, or some. I wish to give you some advice. I want to take a little advice from you. I have a piece of information. It's wrong to say an information and an advice. Instead, we have to use these expressions before those words. And now, also before uncountable nouns, such as, all these are actually material nouns. So they are also uncountable, that is, nouns that cannot be counted. So here, like glass, wood, iron, stone, paper, cloth, milk, tea, water, and so on. So I can't say this is made of a wood. This is made of wood, because wood is an uncountable noun and we are not supposed to use the indefinite article a or an. Iron is a useful metal. I'm not supposed to say an iron. I like milk. I want water. We are not supposed to use articles before these words. And now, we also don't use a or an before abstract nouns. Like, what are abstract nouns? Abstract nouns are those nouns which we can only feel, but we cannot touch. So here, abstract nouns like truth, beauty, kindness, honesty, intelligence, generosity, jealousy, and so on. I'm not supposed to say, an honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. Kindness is a wonderful virtue. So these are a few aspects of when not to use the indefinite articles. Let's look at the uses of the definite article the. We use the before adjectives in the superlative degree. All of us know adjectives have 3 degrees, that is the positive degree, the comparative degree, and the superlative degree. So we use the before the superlative degree, like the best, the tallest, the brightest, and the darkest, and so on. And before adjectives in the comparative degree. Yes, just as an example, Shakespeare is the best writer. She is the best student in the class. My brother is the tallest in his school. So whenever we use superlatives, we use the. So let's go to the next one. Before adjectives in the comparative degree. This is, a very special, or yes, it is a kind of special usage where we use, two adjectives in comparative degree. The sooner you apply, the better it will be. The faster you work, the sooner you will finish. The more, the better. That is, the more you do, the better it is, or the more the money, the better it is, or the more the hard work, the better the success. So these are the kind of usages where we use the before adjectives in the comparative degree, like sooner, better, and faster. For example, the higher you go, the clearer you see. Here you have high, higher, highest, clear, clearer, clearest. And here we are using both the adjectives in the sentence in comparative degree, and they do take the in these kind of expressions. The higher you go, the clearer you see. And then we also use the before adjectives in the positive degree. That is, the plus adjective is equal to noun. That is, it performs the role of a noun when we use the plus adjective in its positive degree. The young, the old, the blind, the brave, and so on. The kind. So the brave are rewarded. So when I say the young, it means all the young people. The old must be respected. What I mean to say is all the old people must be respected. The brave refers to all the brave people. So the plus adjective in the positive degree refers to a noun. And also before the names of ships, trains, aeroplanes, hotels, malls, theatres, newspapers, and so on. Then we say the Rajdhani Express, the Vande Bharat, and the Indian Express. And it is used when the noun is familiar to both the speaker and the listener. For example, please close the door. These are very common expressions in which we use the when we refer to a familiar thing or object, both to the speaker and the listener. And it is used with objects or concepts that are unique, that is one of its kind, like the sun. She loves to write poems on the sun. She loves to swim in the sea. The moon, the world, and the sky. All these are unique, and we are supposed to use the whenever we use these words. And it is also used when a noun is used for a second time. For example, I saw a car parked outside. The car was red. There is a tree in the garden. The tree. In the first sentence, I have used a. It is an indefinite article because it's not yet familiar. But when we come to the second sentence, it becomes the, because the tree is familiar now. Or I'm talking about a specific tree. There is a tree in the garden. The tree is very old. And now we also use it with ordinal numbers like first, second, third, etc. She was the first to arrive. And it is also used with well-known books or holy books, the Ramayana, the Bible, the Gita, and the Holy Quran. And we also use it before names of oceans, rivers, mountain ranges, group of islands, gulfs, and so on. So we say the Ganges. The Ganges is a holy river. The Mississippi is the longest river. The Pacific, and now the Gulf of Mexico, and the Himalayas. He went on an expedition to the Himalayas, the Alps, and the Andamans, a group of islands. And also used to represent a whole category, like the tiger is a magnificent animal. Here I would like to say that, or I wish to say that all tigers are magnificent, or very impressive. For example, I say a lion is a ferocious animal, or the lion. In fact, we can use a lion and the lion. Both expressions are correct. And I say the lion is a ferocious animal. It means all lions are ferocious. The dog is a faithful animal. All dogs are faithful. We also use the to specify particular decades or eras, that is ages or periods. Decades, you all know, it's a span of 10 years. So I say the 90s, the Middle Ages, the modern age, the postmodern age, and so on. He was born in the 90s. We are in the postmodern age. And we also use the, with initials of a country or organization. As you all know, we say the UK because it is United Kingdom, a group of countries, and the UNO for organizations, the United Nations Organization, or the CBI, that is the Central Bureau of Investigation. So even for such organizations, we use the definite article the. So these are some of the aspects that we have discussed related to the usage of the definite article the. And thank you so much for watching, and hope you have watched my previous video on articles. If not, please do. And in my next video, I'll discuss exceptions related to the usage of articles. Thank you.